Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you another episode, Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up doing well. Got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place. So before I head up to the academy, get a little workout in, and then teach and train some jiu-jitsu, I wanted to share with you guys a conversation I had with one of my students last night. So we trained and had one of my guys come up and just say, "Hey, Coach, can I talk to you for a minute?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "How do you stay motivated? How do you stay?" He asked me, well, two questions. He asked me, "How do I stay motivated? How I stay disciplined?" And I was like, "Man, that's a pretty big answer because I have quite a few things that keep me motivated." And it came about because he's pretty consistent student, trains. He's there every week, and he hurt his knee, tweaked his knee or something like that, if I remember right. And so I think he's been off the mat for like a week and a half. Okay. So he's asking me this because it was hard to come back to class. Like just a week and a half, just coming back to the mats was a little difficult. And so obviously he made it because he was there asking me the question, but he's asking me, what helps me stay on the mats. And so, like I've said before, if you haven't heard it before, I've been training for well over 20 years, and I've never taken a break, only due to a knee surgery that I had. It was minor. It was a meniscus tear. I was off the mats for like 3 months, and then I had a separated shoulder that I didn't take care of right, but I'm good. And I was off the mats for maybe about 2 months or so, like that, something like that. But besides that, I've never ever taken time off, like for any circumstances other than like those kind of things. Like even lately, I've been dealing with like a rib injury for like almost a month and a half now or something like that, and I'm still working around it by training and not really 100%, but working through it. But I've never really had a desire to like take time off and quit. It just never. And this is what I was telling my student last night. Do I feel lazy at times? Do I feel like I don't want to go at times? Like, because my body's beat up, I'm sore, I'm tired, or I didn't sleep well. Maybe in those kind of circumstances, because I'm human just like everyone else. But I've never had a desire to like, you know what? I just don't want to train jiu-jitsu anymore. Like, or I don't want to go. Like, or it's hard for me to go back. So some of the things that keep me motivated, because it's not just one thing. One of the things that I told him right out the gate was when I was in his position as like a white belt, blue belt. This individual's a white belt, and I always wanted to be one of the best guys in the room. Okay, I never wanted to be like an average grappler, like an average student. Okay, I always asked a ton of questions. I always trained the way, in my opinion, how you're supposed to train. I don't do any fake rolls. Some people like to talk during their rounds. They haven't seen someone in a while. They want to just play around. I was there to train. If I'm going to take time out of my schedule and drive across town, because I lived on the other side of town, I got out of work and drive south to my home, do what I had to do, and then I had to drive back north to the academy on the other side of town after I just came from that side of town earlier that day. Like I was there to work. And so I took my jiu-jitsu serious. Now at that time, white, blue belt, purple belt, I was telling my student last night, like I wasn't even thinking about opening a school. I did compete, but not like I did like after I got my black belt. I think I'm way more competitive after I got my black belt compared to like white, blue. There just wasn't many tournaments available like there are today, like there is today. So at that time, it was really just, hey, if I skip class, the guys they're gonna get better than me. Like whoever's showing up and isn't skipping class, they're gonna get better than me. And I didn't want that to happen. Like I need to stay right there where I'm at and then continue on that path. So just the thought of like, you know what, I don't feel like it today, I'm lazy, I'm a little sore, I think I needed some time off, or I don't want to go. I didn't, that wasn't going to happen, because what pushed me to go was like, hey, someone's training today. Someone is going to class today, and they're going to get better than me. And if I don't show up, that's what's going to happen. And so I was like, I'm going to class. So that pushed me back, like in those days, in that time. And then of course, there were competitions here and there. So that kind of helped motivate me. Like, hey, if I don't get to class, I don't train, I don't ask questions, I'm not going to compete well, that kind of thing. So on and so forth. And then just as time goes on, you just find like different things of like, what you want to get better at. Like, I'm always like trying to improve my jiu-jitsu, even to this day. I got so many things to work on. Like, if I don't go to class, if I don't train, like, how am I going to get better at these things that I have in my mind that I want to get better at? And so that pushed me to get there. And again, just going back to like, I never wanted to be average, like just one of the guys on the mat. I never wanted to be looked at like that, or one of those guys like, oh yeah, that guy trains, but he's a hit and miss kind of guy. He comes and goes a lot, and sometimes he's there, sometimes he isn't. Like, I never want to be looked at like that to my fellow teammates that were that were higher ranked than me. I wanted to earn their respect and get that respect and keep that respect. And how do you do that? You do that by showing up. You do that by training. You do that by putting in the work, just like you would in anything else. And so, one of the other things I told my student last night was like, at the academy I came from, I wanted to be one of the top guys, like to ever come out of that school. And I am. There is no doubt about that. There is no argument about that. Like, I am one of the best guys that ever came out of the academy that I came from at that particular time. And I will continue to do that, be that individual until someone comes along and tries to do all the things that I've done, so on and so forth. So there's just a lot of different factors that were, that came into play with that. The moment that I felt, like I was telling my student last night, there was no Jocko, David Goggins, Eric Thomas, and the list goes on of all the things that I listen to these days every morning. There was no like YouTube, Instagram, social feed, Facebook, TikTok now, where you can you open up your phone, and if you have the right things on your social media, like those things are in your face. I'll go to Instagram and you got like Jocko, like 4:34, and these other guys, like they're showing their watch, like what time they get up, and they're running, they're working out, they're training jiu-jitsu. That stuff's in your face. Again, depending on what's on your social media, that's in my face every day. So it's a lot easier nowadays, because it's like, man, these guys are training, flow grappling, showing videos, highlight videos, like it gets you pumped up, like, hey, I need to get to class. But when I was in that position, white at blue belt, there was none of that. Like, it was just all on me. Okay, so the other question was like, how do I stay so disciplined? And the answer is pretty easy, because it's like, well, again, I don't want to be average, mediocre. I don't want to be a come and go kind of person. I don't want to be one of those individuals that people don't respect on the mat, because I'm there to just kind of socialize and play around and talk to my friends. I'm there to train. And so there's a lot of things that come into play every morning with the things that I do to lead up to that. Like me, I just got done, like I had the oatmeal this morning. Okay, the oatmeal, I make it, like it's not pre-made or bought. It's got the chia seed, hemp seed, flax seed, it's got cinnamon, raisins, some stevia packets in it, and I make it with water, but then I put a little almond milk on the top. Then I have the shake, it's the coconut water, there's the green powder I buy, some beetroot powder I throw in there, and the protein powder that I buy, it's very clean, doesn't have a lot of ingredients in it. Mix that up, and then I have my vitamins, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D, vitamin E, the turmeric, calcium, what else is there? Oh, krill oil, a multivitamin. Like, I take all this stuff on a daily basis. I travel, it's in a baggie with me, a little Ziploc, I take it with me. There's not a day that I skip taking this stuff. I take that stuff like twice a day. Take it in the morning, and then I'll take it again. Everything I just said, I'll take it again tonight. And then I had a whole liter and a half of water with the beetroot powder and the vitamin C and the aminos in it, and the coffee with the MCT powder with the cinnamon in it, coconut oil, every day, twice a day, because I'm getting ready to go train. Then I'll take it again tonight. Discipline. Like, why am I doing that? Because it allows me to do the things that I want to do. And if I don't take this stuff and I'm not taking care of my body and I'm not hydrating well, I'm not eating well, I'm not running like today. Today's a lift day. Yesterday was a run day. If I'm not doing these things, then I'm not able to perform and do the things I want to on the mat, like I want to. And then I'll continue. I will start to decline and go backwards. It is annoying and it's a pain to have to do these things every single day. But it's a routine. Regardless of how I feel, I get up and I take these things and I do these things so that I can be the best that I can be today and going forward. So the times where I don't feel like again, like I do this stuff and I got to do dishes and I got to put them away, and it's just like this monotonous, annoying routine. But if I don't do that, I've seen what happened to individuals that get lazy, that don't hydrate well, that don't eat well, that don't take vitamins, that don't work out, that don't run, that skip class. I see that on a day-to-day basis. I've seen that coming up before I started coaching and teaching jiu-jitsu, what those individuals were like. I would beat them all the time because they weren't doing the things that I was doing. So it was easy. If I just do these things, I will be ahead of majority of the people out there because they are undisciplined. Most people are undisciplined. They will not do the things that they know they should be doing to give themselves the best opportunity to win today. So if I do these things, I'm going to beat these individuals, okay? And it's as simple as that. So there's like that's the motivating factor behind that. Like when I don't feel like it, the discipline kicks in. It's like, hey, there's other people out there that are going to call in today, so to speak. Just like you call into work, they're going to call into the academy, like to themselves, like, I'm not going to jiu-jitsu class today. They're going to call in on their weightlifting. They're going to call in on their run. They're going to call in on on their healthy eating habits. They're going to call in on taking their vitamins. So while they're calling in on all these things, I'm clocking in. I'm going to work. Every single day I'm clocking in. Regardless of how I feel, I clock in because I know that the majority of the people out there are lazy and they're undisciplined. So when we lock up and we shake hands, I'm going to beat them because they just don't have what's inside of them to get things done like I am. So I'm already like past them. I'm already doing better than them. So now I just got to go to work and just do my thing. So that's the motivating factor. That's where the discipline kicks in because most people will not do the things. They allow their feelings, okay? Like this student that came up to me last night, he showed up, which was a great thing. But the feeling of, I don't feel like it today. The feeling of like, I'll go tomorrow. The feeling of like, oh, I'm sore. The feeling of I'm tired. I didn't get enough sleep. The feeling of whatever the feeling is, your emotions get the best of you and you go off your emotions. Most people will go off their emotions. I won't do that. My emotions do kick in because I have emotions like everyone else. But I don't base my day on my emotions. I base my day on my disciplines, on the things that I know that I need to get done because I know other people out there are not doing these things. And so if I just stay on this path, I'm going to win. If not all the time, the majority of the time. So those are the things that kick in. And so, like I was telling my student last night, because I'm looking here at this notepad and it's my logo and everything on it. Ink pen's got the logo on it. Not only did I want to be, when I was just a student, one of the best guys in the room, if not the best guy in the room, okay? Now when I opened up my academy, now we're moving forward to where I decided to open a school. I told my student last night, if I was going to quit General Motors and go all in and take a chance on giving up my health insurance for my family, me and my family, and give up a great paying job and security and all that stuff at that time, okay? This was before the economic downfall in 2008. Because I quit right before that happened and then everything crashed. I was like, this is going to be the best school in the area. Like, it's just what it's going to be. This is going to be a world-class academy. And how do you do that? You got to push. You got to be disciplined. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers, so to speak. It's just gonna be one of those things where like it can be for everyone, but it won't be for everyone because not everyone is disciplined. Not everyone wants to work hard. Not everyone wants to be pushed. Not everyone wants to go to that level and has the bar raised. So those individuals just won't make it. But those individuals that do want those things, this is that place. So like I was telling my student last night, when you see our logo, you won't look at it and be like, oh, those guys suck. Oh, yeah, that place, yeah, you go there, man, you can smash everyone. Oh, you go there, you know, the instructor's out of shape and doesn't train, and you know, their program is trash. Like, it's just a place to kick it. It's a open mat kind of academy where like everyone come and train and do whatever it is that you want. There's no structure. It's just a mat space. That wasn't gonna happen. I told my student last night, that logo, people see that logo or they hear about the name. I get this all the time. Hey, that's a tough place to train. You go there, you gotta get ready to work. I see it on the internet. I see it on how people post and their reviews or their Reddit posts. Like, hey, you know, DM me and I'll fill you in on like how things go there. And it's all the same thing. It's a tough place to train. It will always be a tough place to train. You're gonna get good if you train here. Period. But the conflict comes in is where like some people don't want to work, and I see that they don't want to work. I'll call them out on that, and it is what it is. But there's one thing that I will not allow is that logo, that name carries my last name. Like, yeah, those, you go there, that place is okay. It's mediocre. It's average. No way. No one can say that. No one can say that about this academy, and they won't ever, as long as I'm alive and I'm running the classes in the program, that this place is going to be some average, mediocre. You can get jiu-jitsu anywhere. You can learn jiu-jitsu anywhere, okay? What you can't get everywhere is the mindset in the way that I coach and teach my students, the training that's involved. You can't get that everywhere because why? Most people aren't like me. They're not disciplined. And they allow their students to run their programs. They allow their students to do whatever it is that they want to do because they want to keep all their students. So how do you try to keep all your students? You let everyone do whatever it is that they want to do. No, I have a vision set. I have a bar set. I have a mindset set. And that's the way it's going to be. And there is no give on that. And if that doesn't fit your personality or your character, it just won't work out. And that's just the way it is. I'm good with that. I sleep good at night with that because what I have in my academy are people that work hard. What I have in my academy are individuals that are there to learn, there to train, and there to put in the work. And that makes me feel good because that's what I want. So again, like I was telling my student last night, like if you go out to my truck right now or my cars, any of the cars I got, they're clean, okay? You want to walk through my house right now, at this very moment, open the doors, it looks like it's ready to show for open house to be sold because there's nothing laying around. There's no dishes in the sink, there's no dish rack, there's no clothes piled up on the dryer, it's the way it is. And so everything has to fit that mindset and that mold because if one thing starts to slip, then everything will start to slip. So I'm trying to keep this to a minimum here because this was like a 40-minute conversation and I don't want to do that to you guys. I'm just trying to give you guys some insight on what I was telling one of my students last night. And it's not just one thing. And one of the things I did tell him was, you know, it's all these little goals and missions that I have. We were talking about military stuff, Jocko, and how people get out of the military and while they're in the military, they have missions. You know, they're given a mission and they're given a goal and they got to come together as a team and they go accomplish these missions and then it's on to the next mission. When you get out of the military, if you don't have a mission, you get out of shape. You're not the same individual as you used to be inside the military. So I have to give myself all these little missions, all these little things, these little goals to achieve to stay where I'm at. And if I don't do that, things fall apart. I also talked about my family. I was like, some people put everything like on their family, like, oh, I do everything for my family. My family is like, they are. I love my family. They know I love them. I do a lot for them, but that's not everything. I have students. I have people that depend on me, people that depend on that academy to be open and to be running, to give them or their kids a place to build that confidence and that self-esteem, or give them the things that they didn't have before. And if I am slacking or not doing the things I'm supposed to be doing, that thing falls apart, and that they don't have that place that gives them that freedom to do the things that they are now doing. They're a better individual because of where they're training at with us. So it's not just my family. It's not just this. It's a lot of things. I have all these different things that push me. But the most important thing, I guess, for me out of all of this stuff here that I'm mentioning about is the average part. Like, that's why, like in the Coffee with Coach episodes, I have a list of my accomplishments. Like why should I listen to this guy? What's he done? If anyone ever comes across these episodes, it's down below in those accomplishments. Like, I've done a lot, and I put myself through a lot. So I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things. And I'm also 46, so I'm not that young, I'm not that old, but I've definitely been through a lot through most people to where like, hey, I can help you with that. So that's the goal, is to help people. And that's what I was telling my student last night, was like, you got to want to help people and like people and be a people person and have that personality to do this kind of job. Because if you don't, it just won't work out. But I do. And I like helping people. I like to see people progress and move forward in their lives, and take them from a place where it was average to take them to another place to where I'm trying to go. And so it fits. And because I have a lot of individuals that come in and that's what they want to do. So there's so many things that will motivate me and keep me disciplined. But first and foremost, I guess it's the average thing. I never want to be my name have anything to do with like, oh yeah, Danny Alvarez, yeah, that guy's average. Yeah, he got his black belt, but didn't really do anything with it. And he got his black belt, and he's okay. His jiu-jitsu is okay. He didn't really compete. His school's okay. Like, how horrible that sounds? Like, that sounds horrible. That's horrible. They can't say that. There's a lot of people out there that don't care for me, don't like me. What they can't say are those things, because I've done all the things that I've done. Respectively, in my division, in the master's division at black belt, I'm one of the best guys to ever do what I'm doing, okay? I have the accolades to prove that. My school in this area, like, has so many trophies on the wall from all the things that we've done over the years. Like, no one can take that away, or no one can deny the things that we've done. It's just because why? Because I refuse to be average. So first and foremost, I won't allow that to have anything to do with me or my academy. So the motivation, if it's not there, the discipline has to kick in, because I'm like, yeah, you're not going to put me in those categories with most people that are lazy and undisciplined and don't want to get up and work hard and train and work out and run and eat healthy. They want to eat French fries and drink sodas and eat fried fatty foods. I'm not putting myself in that category. I'm just not. Not saying that those people are bad, but that's the majority of people. And where I want to be is where they're not. And so I got to do the things that they won't do. So it's pretty simple. All right. So just to give you a little insight, it was a great conversation I had with my student last night, and just wanted to share that with you guys. So hopefully that helps, give you a little more insight on me and who I am, what I'm about, how I think, and what pushes me to be like where I've gotten so far today and where I want to continue going. And one thing without a doubt is I did leave out, like, my students do help me do that, because I got students that come in that are goal oriented and they push on the mat. So when I don't feel like it and I see them pushing, I'm like, man, I gotta go get some of that. Like, I really don't feel like it today, but these guys are getting after it. These girls are getting after it. I gotta go get some of that, man. What am I doing? Just sitting here? Like I was telling my student that last night, like, what is retirement? Laying on a beach somewhere? Like, me personally, I can only do that for a couple days. Like, you lay on the beach, you get hot, you go in the ocean, cool off a little bit, you come out, lay on the beach a little bit, get hot again. Like, it gets old, man. Like, that's not me. Drinking, like, alcohol all day, all night, next day, all day, all night. Like, I'll get down for a little bit, but I can't do that to my body for an entire week, lay around, do nothing, and just be a bum. Like, that's not my personality. That's not who I am. Whenever I go on vacations, I'm always running. I'm always working out. I'm always eating healthy when I'm on vacation. Like, I don't want my body to feel that way. I don't want to look that way. So, I just, what is retirement? Like, to me, I am retired. Like, I am living the life that I want to live because of the things that I've done to get me to this point. I get to train jiu-jitsu every day. I get to work out. I get to run. I get to go around, be around good people on the mat, and kids and teenagers on the mats every day. It's awesome. Like, what else could I be doing? I don't know, man. Like, I was telling a student last night, I know this is kind of dragging out a little bit longer, but I got to get this in also. COVID-19, when that hit last year and everything shut down, we were doing Zoom calls, Zoom coaching. I was doing Zoom classes. Okay, I'd go up to the school, and I was having them a little earlier than normal because they're Zoom. You can watch it wherever, right? I'd get home really early than normal. Okay, I normally get home about 9:30, 10 o'clock every day. Now I'm getting home at like 7:30, okay, ish, have dinner, which is great. Good to have dinner with your family, whatever, but it's like, then you're watching TV. And then you're just sitting there. Oh, you want a glass of wine? Yeah, sure. Next thing you know, it's like 2 or 3. Now it's like, it was day after day, like just sitting there, just watching TV, like doing nothing. Again, don't get me wrong. It's not like I don't like enjoying being with my family, but I'm doing nothing. I'm just sitting around. Like, that's not life to me. That's not living. That's not, I'm an active person. I like to get physical. Like, I want to do jiu-jitsu. So, yeah, that sucked, man. So I just really don't, that's not me. That's not me. I'll be doing this until I can no longer do it anymore. Running and lifting weights and eating healthy, like, I can't stop doing that. What happens if I stop doing that? What happens if I retire from doing that? I get overweight, out of shape, get unhealthy, create health problems for myself, high blood pressure, diabetes, whatever else, can't stop washing clothes, can't stop doing dishes, can't stop cleaning my house. Like, I can't stop taking my dogs for a walk. Like, these are just daily things that are just disciplines that if I stop doing them, they pile up and my house starts to look like trash. My cars look like trash. Yard looks like trash. I look like trash. Yeah, man, that's not happening. So, yeah. Anyways, conversation ended and my student was like, hey, you got anything else? He's like, nope. I think that's, you gave me a lot to think about. So hopefully I gave you guys a lot to think about too. Anyways, it's time. All right. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you. Have a great day.